Many people talk about the two, extraordinary games that we had, but the key games for me were the Stuttgart game and the Roma game. And the Stuttgart game we knew was going to be very, very tough. German teams are, but they were going through a bad patch at the time. Just changed the manager. We possibly hit them at a good time, but we were playing well, and we had the bit between our teeth. We just recovered a bit in the league, got a bit of form, and the big players were playing well. You keep looking back and you keep pinching yourself, because you're a lifelong fan of the borough, and you'll have seen the bad times and, as well as the good. But that was a key moment. And for me, yes, the Roma game, but previous to that, this season, when we first played Lazio, I think that, and when we beat them 2-0 at the Riverside, that was welcome to Europe. This is what European nights are all about, and that really gave us the flavour for Europe. It just shows how close you are, the fine line between success and failure. And you're absolutely right, you go from euphoria to, but as a manager, and we were very much in control that evening, and we knew this game wasn't over, and so it proved. And sometimes the gods are with you, and sometimes you get that luck, and sometimes you work for it, and sometimes you deserve it, and sometimes you don't and you get it. We got it that night, and I think because of the performance, we deserved it. The way the game was going, the first 20 minutes, and the way they were opening us up and scoring at will, really, the first 2 goals. Because...
You lost the captain, Gareth had to go off as well.
That's right, and you think, it's not going to be our night, because the game is just that they always look like scoring, but it's strange that when you have that, when you've been through it before, and you have that kind of respect from the teams, they sort of knew that we could come back from it. They sort of knew the next goal was going to be important, even though they were 3-0 up. And we spoke to people who, Bucharest people, and they had a game plan. They knew what we would do. They knew that we'd put Stewie left back and Yak left wing, and we'd go for it. And they had a plan for it, and it changed on the night, and it all went out the window, and it really affected them. And you could see that once Massimo came off the bench and we got that first goal, I don't know, there was just, everybody looked at each other quietly and sort of said, well, it can't happen again, can it? And it did. We lost Mark Viduka in the semi-final, before the semi-final against West Ham. And that really shook the team, really shook our confidence. And we had to prepare the final without him, and just hope that we could get him right to get him out on the park, because he was in devastating form at that stage. And we didn't have him, and we worked very, very hard too. Gareth Southgate was in a similar situation, so was Jimmy. And so we had 3 or 4 big players, key players for us, who really didn't get the right kind of preparation for what was required in a European final. And we went into that game having 4 games in a week, playing the kids, programme disrupted a bit, and then just a couple of days to prepare for below it. And maybe the final was 1 game too many for a few of the players. But I said after the game, you've got to be so proud of yourselves. I was so proud of them for what they achieved that season. And yes, it's disappointing, but once the dust settles, it's a tremendous achievement, and that can never be taken away.